Kill the soft-skinned humans. Hunt and kill and eat in any order.
Why is everyone shitting? Sit. Smart. He has such a beautiful voice. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I'm the bolder again. By the way, if you guys know, you know, if you've been to my live stream, you gotta be a part of those. I wouldn't say rock, we say kids. Yeah. It's 3 times been decapitated. It's the boulder again. Oh, it shows. We established this. Okay, another funny video in the books. You guys know the joke. Contrary part to love. We'll see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, notification on reach every up on Twitter, Discord links. Those are in the description. No, we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Stay safe, everybody.
Say, hey, man, coming to the stage right now. I got my dog, man. He look like he's running some motherfucker. He like he gonna bring motherfucker back. He like to get up here and sit this
This way.
In a new look Arizona offense featuring a healthy Kyler Murray and prized rookie receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. Atlanta Falcons, Darnell Mooney. The excitement in Atlanta's offense centers around Kirk Cousins, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson. But don't sleep on newcomer Darnell Mooney, who signed a 3-year deal worth $39 million. Mooney have 81 receptions for 1,055 yards and 4 touchdowns in 2021 on a very lousy Chicago team. He was held back by lackluster QB play in his final 2 years in the Windy City, so don't be surprised if Mooney regains his 1,000-like form with Atlanta, especially if Pitts is unable to regain that star-like form that we saw in 2021. Baltimore Ravens, TJ Tampa. The Iowa State corner was supposed to be gone by the second round, but Tampa somehow fell to Baltimore in round 4. The 6'1", 194-pound corner won't get much attention with Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Williams, Kyle Hamilton, and fellow rookie Nate Wiggins, but Tampa.
Go check it out, because we're going to be using that same idea as the foundation for this video. It won't be a copy and paste, but it's going to be the same thought process. So in similar fashion, we are going to separate our team and the Seahawks, who are right outside of Baylor.
Killer clowns taking over our town? But why? I'll save this for later. Delicious. this? Just what I needed. Much better. Ugh. This'll sure be helpful. Got it. Awesome. I'll save this for later. Ugh.
Washington Commanders, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Jets, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Immediately you recognize that there is something different about this division. There are 5 teams, even though it's supposed to be split into divisions of 4. Well, that is thanks to the CFL being weird and it having 9 teams, leaving us with uneven divisions. My OCD is going to be firing off all video long knowing that I don't have an even amount of teams in this concept, hence the 5-team division. Another problem is that we also have 2 teams named the Lions. I would be in favor of changing a team's name, however, I'm not going to disrespect either franchise or their fans, so we're just going to leave it at that. But I do have another concept that may fix the first problem. My other concept would explore the CFL's failed expansions. But I'm not talking about the failed American expansion teams that I was noting earlier. Because this is the Canadian Football League merging with the NFL. We have enough teams from the United States. We have 32 of them. I want to try my best to involve as many Canadian teams as possible, so why not include a team that has been in the works for years at this point, the Atlantic Schooners. The Atlantic Schooners franchise was originally proposed to play in 1984, but they couldn't get the funding for a stadium, so it didn't end up coming into fruition. In 2018, though, the CFL discussed an expansion to a 10-league team, and the name that was proposed was the Atlantic Schooners. And 2 locations that have been pitched that they could play in are either Halifax, Nova Scotia, or Moncton, New Brunswick. Regardless of location, with the addition of the Schooners, we now have an even number of teams. But we have 42 teams, which is a shit ton. So instead of doing the typical 4-team divisions, we're going to increase the size, meaning that there are also going to be less of them. There will be a total of 6 divisions, and they'll be made up of 7 teams. Originally, I had 7 divisions of 6, and I liked the layout a lot more, but having 7 divisions, meaning there would be uneven, is a result of that business. Welcome to the NFL realignment. Just a quick disclaimer. In this video, we are going to act like there is no history of the league. All we have before us are 32 teams that need divisions to call home. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let's jump into the conferences. So in this league, there's still going to be an NFC and an AFC. However, the divisions are going to be different. There used to be a North, South, East, and West division. This time, there's going to be Northern, Southern, Central, and Coastal divisions. So now, we're going to start with the NFC. Starting with the Northern Division. The Northern Division is going to consist of the exact same teams that the NFC North has. I know, stick with me. But believe it or not, this is like the one division that actually geographically makes any sense for them to all be in a division. So I'm going to keep this one the same. Which takes us to the Southern Division. The Southern Division will consist of the Cowboys, the Texans, the Saints, and the Titans. All of these teams are actually in states that people would consider the South in America. So we're going to put them in a division. This takes us to the NFC Central Division, which will hold the Colts, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers. Basically, the whole AFC North is going to stay together, except the Ravens will be replaced with the Colts. Seeing all AFC teams in the NFC division may seem kind of weird, but I already went over that, and if you look at a damn map, you'll see this division makes sense. And to round out the NFC, we have the Coastal Division. This division will consist of the Rams, the Chargers, teams can have a battle for supremacy and add the Klosterneuburg rivalry into the mix. Another pretty good division is the Southern Division. The Falcons, Jaguars, Buccaneers, and Dolphins. These teams are considered to be part of the South. 3 teams are formed for state supremacy, just like in Georgia. In Florida, Georgia. Moving to the Central Division, the Raiders, Cardinals, Chiefs. So in this league, the AFC and NFC West basically just created.
I'm trying to save you.
Alright, so we got another season, and this time it's from the New York Football Giants, and it's ass. The Giants released their Century Red uniforms Thursday morning, and good lord are these bad. We started the league CT ESPN sniping yet another one. Maybe it's time to give these guys a little bit more credit, because they have not missed when it has come to the uniform leaks. Anyway, we will go from top to bottom for this uniform. The helmet really isn't even that bad. It's actually the best part of the uniform. Yeah, it's not saying much, but it's not completely trash. It just looks like when a high school rips off college or pro teams and their designs, and they change the colors. What's going on? Start diving too deep into it. Number 1, don't hang on to art and history. By that, I mean don't be surprised if you see some rivalries split into alignment, whether you're a CFL fan, NFL fan, UFL fan, or an MFA fan, because if you're hoping that doesn't happen, don't hold your breath, because it's going to happen. And rule number 2, if you are surprised, see rule number 1, and don't get too upset about it. It's just a silly little YouTube video, so let's have some fun. Alright, now, let's jump into the world of the NAFL. The NAFL is going to be split into 2 conferences in this video, those being the East and the West. We're going to start in that East Conference with the North Division, where we have the Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Jets, New York Giants, New England Patriots, Montreal Alouettes, Ottawa Redblacks, and the Toronto Argonauts. In this division, we have the most northeastern teams within our league all together, and again, to some, the quite all share the same division. Unfortunately,
No, please, no!
Tick-tock goes the clock, and kablam goes you! You don't get out before the apocalypse!
Gonna make it a point to kill as many clowns as possible.
Right at you, coach.
As for football, we've lost 7 conference games in 15 years. That's it. 7 and 15. Now one son, Michael, followed his dad's footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen,
Go! You know what's good for you.
This is also the only division to have a mixture of 3 leagues, being the CFL, UFL, and NFL. Now to the South Division we go with the Indianapolis Colts, Cincinnati Bengals, DC Defenders, Washington Commanders, Baltimore Ravens, Carolina Panthers, and Tennessee Titans. With teams from like Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and the DC area, but it is lower than the 2 divisions in the conference. But it's also not the lowest division in the conference either, because that title belongs to the Atlantic Division, which holds the Memphis Showboats, the Birmingham Stallions, Atlanta Falcons, Jacksonville Jaguars, Miami Dolphins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the New Orleans Saints. Honestly, this could have been called the South Division instead, but 4 out of the 5 states are bordering the Atlantic Ocean, so that's why I went with the Atlantic title. There's 3 Florida teams along with 2 UFL appearances in the Showboats and Stallions. So that wraps it up for the Eastern Conference, and now we're going to move to the West, kicking it off with the Central Division, where we have the St. Louis Battlehawks, Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos, Arlington Renegades, Dallas Cowboys, Houston Roughnecks, and Houston Texans. This division has the most UFL teams in the league, and they also have 4 out of the 5 Texas teams. The last Texas team in the San Antonio Brahmas are in the South Division, which also includes the Monterey Smelters, Saltillo Dinos, Jalisco Kings, Querétaro Black Roosters, Albuquerque Raptors, and the Mexicans of Mexico City. Now, the South Division is the only division without an NFL team in it, mainly because it's dominated by the majority of the LFA. So now we're going to cover the rest of the LFA teams in this next one, the Pacific Division. In this division, we have the leaders of Chihuahua, the Juarez City Chiefs, the Tijuana Greyhounds, the Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Chargers, Los Angeles Rams, Las Vegas Raiders, and the San Francisco 49ers. I named this one the Pacific Division because there's a lot of California teams and the most western located Mexico teams. So we've just about covered everybody in the league except for 2 NFL teams and the 5 remaining CFL teams. So in our final division, the North Division, we have the Seattle Seahawks, BC Lions, Calgary Stampeders, Edmonton Elks, Saskatchewan Roughriders, Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and the Minnesota Vikings. The eastern portion of the CFL gets to stay together, while the Vikings and Seahawks join them. So that is going to do it for the conference division reassessment portion of the video, but I do want to touch on something that I haven't really addressed in the other videos, and that is rules and playoff format. When it comes to rules, I did have a little bit of concern regarding the CFL rule set compared to the NFL rule set in that merger video, where people were also saying that CFL and NFL are 2 different sports. I'd say that they both fall under gridiron football within different rule sets, just like how the UFL is against the NFL or the CFL respectively. But since the fan bases of each league, the rule sets, especially for the CFL, their rule sets are so near and dear to the fans that I've found a way to kind of include them inside the league. for each home game in Canada, they will be played under the CFL rules. Every home game at UFL stadiums, they will be played under UFL rules. And then it's the same with the NFL and the LFA home games because they play under the same rule set. This is kind of a way to level the playing field when it comes to interpromotional games and to keep each league alive within the NAFL. The same thing would apply if it carries over into the postseason. If there are Canadian League home games, they would be played under the CFL. Kind of a more emphasis on the home field advantage part that you get when you win a division, when you have a higher seed than the other team. And if the NAFL decided to hold their Super Bowl of sorts in Canada, then the Super Bowl would be played under the CFL rules. Even if that game doesn't have any CFL teams at all, it's for the home stadium rule set. Maybe it would make the league a little bit more flexible when it comes to the rules. It would introduce all these other teams to the rule set and make it more so balanced. That's just something that I thought would be a little interesting if I were to design a postseason of sorts for.
Can't forget, a clown's weakness is its nose.
If you want to keep going, get rid of that cotton candy. Welcome to Western Bunker. You might survive after all.
Can always use one of these. Bet this'll come in handy against those big-haired assholes. I'm gonna have the last laugh now, clowns. Shot, shot, clowns! Can always use one of these. I've been looking for this. Let go! This'll sure be helpful. Can always use one of these.
the fuck? Oh, oh. Jeez.
Harvest half finished. Make Tommy rumble.
This will help me for sure. No. We could hop in, try it. Delicious. Uh-oh. We need to replace that missing part. Probably use this against the clowns.
What the fuck? Oh.
Chop, chop, clowns!
Killed killer clowns.
I wonder if this bucks when it bangs. Yes! Stay away! Can always use one of these.
Why does death have to smell so sweet?
Well, ain't you deader than a doornail?
I don't like to...
That's what. That sure felt.
So they like pussies and dicks, okay. That's what I like. But he's a gay son. It's all for